Yeah, Tuesday night, lights low, sparks fly. War report after dark, better fall in line. From WWE to TNA, AU to Spark. Vince the Prince from the Northeast set it off in the dark. OG Steve led the charge. Cat Al, Eric us, 9 p.m. Eastern. Acknowledge the ring, acknowledge us.
Very evil, very nice, very evil, very nice. Very evil, very nice, very evil, very nice. Don Halter, he is very nice.
Welcome everybody to another edition of the War Report After Dark. Danhausen becoming the heart and soul of New York lately. We got a lot to break down with Raw and SmackDown from this week. Al, how you doing, brother?
Doing all right, man. I was doing better until Donald Trump showed up for a fucking Knicks game, but outside of that, I've been better.
Yeah, kind of disrupted a lot of shit. But and on top of it, then we lose. Even Danhausen couldn't save it, and he was there.
Yeah, fucking sucked.
They didn't give him his blimp though. But
Did he curse the Spurs yet?
I don't know that he cursed the Spurs. I know he just uncursed the Knicks, and they hadn't lost since until last night.
Well, he needs to definitely curse.
But the officiating was kind of shitty too.
No, it wasn't good at all.
Yeah. But any event, let's talk some wrestling.
Yes, sir.
So we have we have SmackDown, we have Raw, we have the start of the King of the Ring tournament. Winner of King of the Ring obviously wears the crown and then gets a shot at the title. I want to kind of get right into the King of the Ring. Where are you thinking this is headed in terms of men's and women's? Like, who's your pick right now to win?
I mean, I don't really even have one, man. Well, help me out here. I did not finish Raw's last night's King of the Ring man's match. So who won that?
Well, hold on. Let me. I'm gonna pull up the bracket.
You didn't watch it?
No, I did, but I'm pulling up the actual bracket because I want to see.
Because that was Tala Tonga, Seth Rollins, and two other guys, I believe.
Yeah, Bouncy won that match.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But where the fuck is the bracket? I should have pulled that up ahead of time. But
I mean, I didn't see Bouncy getting out of that.
Here we go. So right now you've got Obafemi obviously has advanced along with Dirty Dom, and then Javon Evans beat Tonga, Saints, and Rollins. So he advanced. So now on SmackDown, we're going to have Jay versus LA Knight, and we're going to have Royce Keys versus Baylor. Actually, I think that's going to be a fatal four-way also. So it's going to be Uso, Knight, Keys, and Baylor. I don't know, man. Like, I'm having a tough time. So the obvious, to me, pick for King of the Ring would be Obafemi.
Right. I mean, who beats Obafemi unless Brock Lesnar comes in?
Well, see now, right. Well, but that's where I was headed because last night on Raw, Oba comes out, cuts a promo. And once again, he starts talking about Brock Lesnar. And he called him a bitch. So the fact that Oba keeps bringing his name up, the fact that now he called him a bitch, I think one of two things happens. Either he costs Oba a match and doesn't get further in the tournament, and then they have their third match. Or Oba wins King of the Ring, unfortunately has a match with Roman, and Brock is the reason why
he loses.
That Oba loses. But part of me thinks it's still too early to have Oba and Roman, but selfishly, I think that's also because I want Roman to continue to hold the belt. So, Vince, what is your take on the men's side of the King of the Ring?
I think
I
if
didn't see you there, Vince. How are you?
what's up, bro? Yeah, I just got here. I think if Oba wins King of the Ring, it's gonna be like when everybody else wins King of the Ring, and it's gonna fucking suck. Like that's the worst. It's literally like the King of the Ring is the worst gimmick to give somebody unless it's like Owen Hart. You know what I mean? Like so few people
Or
have been-
King Booker.
Oh, King Booker, exactly. And I don't want Oba saddled with that. The guy that I think could do it, who has been talking about it, and again, interference from a Brock Lesnar wouldn't be a bad way to get heat on this guy, would be Dominic Mysterio. I think we could have King and Queen Dom and Liv.
Now, if we have Oba versus Ray now is going to be the next matchup.
Yeah.
So that means Brock has to return this coming week.
It could be. I mean, listen, you never know with Brock Lesnar because he'll show up, but he hasn't had a match on Raw since like 2002.
Right.
That's correct.
Crazy.
So I don't know. I mean, the obvious pick to me would be Oba, but I would love to see Dirty Dom win and then have Liv. I think that would be awesome.
Because it's a heel.
But I'm also not so sure that Liv is winning. I think Raquel is winning.
I think Raquel
yeah.
should win. The question
She probably
is, does
will.
she challenge her? Or
Well, and it's going to be Raquel versus Liv. I mean,
That's what it's gonna have to be.
That's going to be your final match, and I think Raquel is going to turn babyface, and I think she's going to beat Liv.
I think that's a good way to do it too, because they are, it's very strange that a women's champion is in this Queen of the Ring tournament when the prize is a championship match.
Right. Well, I mean, that's, she had an explanation for it.
She
Okay,
did,
fine.
she did.
But at the same time, you're right. I mean, that title should be defended. They haven't done shit with Liv really since
No.
Mania. And I mean, since now the Queen of the Ring tournament, they haven't done anything with her.
And then where's our buddy Eddie Munster, CM Punk? Where the fuck did he go?
Oh, yeah, I guess they
I
gave
heard
a
he
little
wasn't
time
going to
off.
be I heard he wasn't going to be in the European tour, so
I
guess
did hear
we
that
didn't see
too.
him afterwards.
I mean, listen, since Punk has been back, he's been full steam ahead. So they probably just gave him some time, which, I
Makes
don't
sense.
see anything wrong with that. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. I think that's the obvious pick. I think it's it's not so obvious in the women's.
No,
Because I really do like the idea of Dom and Liv both being king and queen. Like that would just be icing on the cake.
it would be like the insufferable king and queen of the prom that nobody likes in like a teen movie, like a Breakfast Club kind of thing. Oh my god.
Yeah. Let's get to some comments. We have YouTube at especially not this 5540. Extra, be all without it. John Jones, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, and You Can't See Me. Not sure where any of that is headed, but okay. Thank you for
If I had to
contributing.
guess, that person is under 11 years old, probably.
Yeah, probably. Tara wasn't. She was thinking on the same lines as you. I'm assuming the whole live and
Yeah,
die.
I mean, the great thing about these tournaments is you really, unless they really screw up the booking, you don't know who's winning this thing until the end. There's a lot of tournaments you can see, you're like, we know who's winning this one. But
Right.
this particular King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring, I think, I don't want to say is wide open. I think each side has a couple very good contenders, and it's not just like one person in each men and women's brackets is like the person that's being chosen.
Well, I like how they did it this year, and I don't remember if they did it this way last year, to be honest with you. But I like how the first round are all fatal four ways, which are always fun because there's no DQ, and then it leads to singles matches and then the finals, right? So, like right now, you have a matchup between Io Sky and Raquel, which is going to be great. But I do see Rodriguez getting over, probably with help from Judgment Day. We don't know who Liv's opponent's going to be yet, but we have Sol Ruka, Lyra Valkyria, Flair, and Cargill in a fatal 4-way. I mean, I feel like it's got to be Flair. I mean, Sol Ruka, she's got a title now. She should be defending that.
Yeah, she
Valkyria is just a placeholder, in my opinion. Cargill, been there, done that. Like, I think it's time for Flair. It's been a long time since Flair has even been in consideration for a title. I could see them doing Flair versus Morgan and Flair getting screwed.
Right.
So
I have a quick question for you in terms of this Queen of the Ring thing. Has Charlotte been Queen of the Ring?
That's a great question.
I don't
remember.
No. It looks like I just answered my own question on the Wikipedia page. Zelina Vega was in 2021. They didn't do it for 2 years or 3 years. 2024 was Nia Jax. 2025 was Jade Cargill. And 2026 is a question mark.
Yeah, so there's your answer.
And I think considering all the accolades that Charlotte Flair has accumulated over the years, it would only make sense that you would want to put your Queen of the Ring crown on Charlotte so that when she retires, you can go look at her stats, world champion, blah, 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 Queen of the Ring, Hall of Fame speech. And it also kind of legitimizes Queen of, because look at Zelina Vega, Nia Jax, Jade Cargill. Aside from Jade, and you might be able to make an argument for Nia, not really a superstar lineup of Queen of the Ring winners.
Right. There's no pristine like the guys have it.
Exactly. If Liv or Charlotte,
one of those two will, they will give value to the Queen of the Ring.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is the year for Charlotte to win, but I do agree that by the time she's ready to hang it up, she needs to have that in her resume, that she is a former Queen of the Ring, because she's the queen. So it makes sense for her to have at least won the tournament once. But I think this year, my gut sticks with Rodriguez, and she's going to split from the Judgment Day.
How long have we been predicting?
And I think Roxanne's going to be splitting also, because they've been teasing the hell out of that. How long have we been
predicting this? This is the same as A-Town Down. We're going to be talking about this for 18 months.
I know. But they have been planting those seeds. I mean, even with Roxanne, like now she's stirring the pot and saying, I would love for it to be come down to you and Raquel, because either way we win. But Liv is kind of changing the subject quickly, because she's like, yeah, like it's mine. Like Liv is not going to let Raquel win unless Raquel takes Liv out. And I think that's, and I could see Roxanne going with Raquel and maybe keep them together,
Yeah, because I think, that's not their act has already kind of been established. It's a good little duo, and Liv doesn't need Raquel. You know what I mean? It's not one of those things where it's a shock. She turned on the little one there, and then now she's with Liv. It's like that doesn't work as well. It's the other two work better. Liv's a solo act. Liv and Dom. That's really all you need.
Yeah, I agree.
100%.
So we had SmackDown. Gunther is protesting that he was cheated. I mean, based on the replays and the correct positioning of the camera, he's not wrong. His foot was under the rope. Therefore, the count should have never even transpired. Cody, obviously, in the moment, didn't know. And he has been very, very open about anytime, any place. The whole easy to find, hard to beat deal. And is willing to give Gunther the rematch. So we're obviously, we're getting that. I really am hoping that Gunther does beat Cody this time. And if they decide to go with Oba being King of the Ring, then I'd be much happier seeing Oba go after Gunther for that title. Because that's the other question too. Is it kind of like Rumble, where you can challenge for either world title, or does it have to be the brand that you are on?
I think you can choose either, and it would make so much more sense to then have an Oba Gunther feud, and then you can get Brock involved either as singles matches with either of those guys or in a triple threat because they all have history.
You could switch, because if you think about it, Roman's been telling Jay that he has to go after Cody for the title.
That's right. That's right.
You could choose whichever champ you want. And what's her name too? Judgment Day's been talking about that too. With what's her name? With Vega, not Selena Vega, with Raquel. They've been saying, yeah, you're gonna go after Mommy's belt, or what? I mean,
right. So she's not going after Liv's belt.
Right. That's true.
For Liv, when she wins, she's going after Mommy's belt to be a double champ.
Tara agrees, even though she's sick of Gunther getting title shots, but
he hasn't.
It's really justified.
He hasn't gotten that many title shots, though. He's only had 2 against Cody.
Right. And asking or demanding this rematch is justified. He got fucking screwed.
Yeah, he got screwed. And I listen, God bless Cody. He can be the top babyface and top t-shirt seller without the world title. We know this in wrestling history. You don't have to look at Danhausen. That guy's never going to be world champion. He's the number 2 most so in the entire damn company. So take the belt off Cody, give it to somebody else, roll the dice. Because you know what? If whoever you pick doesn't work, you put the title right back on one of the other main event guys. It doesn't fucking matter.
I look forward to Danhausen segments more than anything else right now. Everything he's doing is absolutely gold. The whole setting up his own lair and has this Frankenstein type of shit that he's working on. I'm telling you right now, you know who it is? I think it's Baron Corbin. I think Corbin's returning. He's going to be the one, but they should do it like Frankenstein, where like he loses control. And this is like an evil Danhausen. Like he should wake up with the Danhausen paint. And he's like an oversized Danhausen, and he's just out of control.
Yeah, that's pretty much what we're looking at. Is whoever it is going to be some giant person with Danhausen makeup, just like the little people were.
It's going to be great. It's going to be absolutely great.
Can I tell you? Let's keep the little guy around. El Torito playing Mini Danhausen, because
I don't think this is the last we're going to see of the minis.
No, I think that whole thing is great. Listen, it's the reason this gimmick would not work in AEW and didn't is because AEW spends more time in the ring than they do outside of the ring. And if it's a promo segment, it's an interview, it's 2 people running into each other in the locker room and having an argument or a brawl. It's stuff like that. WWE does this outside the ring stuff a little bit differently. So this is right up his alley. My only concern is that they're going so hard so quickly at this guy with the merch and the this and the that, and he's really hot, is like, where does it go? Like, I don't want it to just be like he was hot for a year and then everybody fucking forgot about him. You know what I mean?
Right. I you know what? If they stay on the trajectory that they're on with him, I think this is going to be like an R-Truth type of deal where it's going to go on for years and years and years, and you're never going to get tired of it because he's just great at the gimmick. And he's not bad in the ring either. Like he can go. His promos are great. He's in character all the time. He's taking over the world with this whole Knicks thing. Like he's the most popular guy in Manhattan right now. Addie's with us. Hey, Addie. Hey, Addie. Tara says hi as well. So yeah, I mean, I love it. I really do. You need some comic relief, and he's just great.
Yeah, that's the role he should be in. Now, he wanted to wrestle more. That was his big bugaboo with Tony Khan, was he wanted to wrestle more.
Maybe he wanted to be used, period. I mean, he was never even on TV.
He was on TV very briefly. I think, honestly, I don't think Tony Khan liked him. I think Tony Khan signed him because it was like, oh, well, the internet was big on Orange Cassidy, and we signed Orange Cassidy, and he became big. So the internet's big on Danhausen. We'll sign him. Maybe he'll have the same kind of thing, and it's a different style. You know, it's apples and oranges. It's like comparing WCW and WWF back in the day. It's two different programs that kind of do the same thing, and Danhausen's just a better fit for the WWE stuff.
Well, and listen, when the WWE puts everything they got behind you,
it's crazy.
It's very difficult to fail
for a mid-card act.
Right. And they put everything into this. I mean, they're letting him do his thing, and it's getting over.
Guys like Test are literally rolling, and Lance Cade are rolling over in their graves.
Oh, yeah.
That they did not get this kind of a push when they were a mid-carder. And not that those guys, you know, it's not comparable. It's a comedy gimmick. But, I mean, Jesus Christ. Like, they had guys. Lance Cade was earmarked to be a future world champion, and nothing ever happened with him. Crime Time, supposed to be tag team champions. Nothing ever happened with him, and now one of them's passed away. You know what I mean?
It's a shame, too, because they were good.
Yeah, and there's a lot of mid-card guys that were real good and never got the shake they deserved. So good for Danhausen for getting something that a lot of mid-card guys usually don't get.
Yeah, Danhausen.
He is probably by far my favorite. I wouldn't say mid-carder. I guess you could call him a low-carder, right? Because he's not really a mid-carder per se.
Yeah, he's not really wrestling.
He's absolutely my favorite low-carder in the whole WWE. Next to obviously R-Truth.
There's just, even if the show sucks, but as soon as he comes on TV, you smile. Because you just can't wait to hear what he's going to say. Daniel over at YouTube says, hello, what's going on, bud? So, yeah, keep going on SmackDown. You had Royce Keys versus Tala Tonga. I mean, on paper, that's just crazy. I think in the end, I think Royce Keys is joining Solo. I think they're going to turn him, and I think he's going to join Solo and the MFTs.
It's better.
This has been going on too long. Like, it's giving me Ahmed Johnson, Nation of Domination vibes, where like it was like forever. They were like, one day you're going to join us, and then eventually he turned and he joined them, and that was pretty much the beginning of the end of Ahmed Johnson. But yeah, well, I mean, that's kind of the feels I'm getting. And Royce Keys is far beyond.
I was just going to say,
I'm not trying to compare the two.
Let's not put him in the Ahmed Johnson tier just yet. Like,
situation-wise.
The one guy who might need to, like, take some of his money and start investing in the stock market or, like, real estate or, like, generally maybe getting a degree in like, AI coding or something is Ricky Starks, because that guy is not going to be employed for very long.
Yeah. Sure.
He does not connect with this crowd at all.
No. Listen, he got starched by Edge, he said something that called him like Little Rock or Little Dwayne or something, and completely, like, it was the glass shattering in your mind moment when somebody looks at you and you go, oh, he's like just like Timu Rock, like and he's a foot shorter than the Rock and 200 pounds lighter. He was already behind the.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. That's like having a Bentley until like a Bentley shows up next to it.
It's like buying a Chrysler 300 and then a Phantom rolls up next to you.
That's exactly what I meant to say. You said it better. That's exactly what I meant to say.
And you guys are you sell cars. You guys know what's up.
That's funny.
That's shit, funny. This is the Bentley.
That's funny. Interesting tag team. You had Charlotte and Tiffy Stratton versus Jade Cargill and Michin. Actually, a decent match. It was interesting seeing Tiffany and Charlotte getting along. They have quite a history. So that was a decent match. Cargill and Michin wound up winning. But it was definitely a good match. Carmelo Hayes, Ricky Saints. So I don't know what it is. There's something about Ricky Saints that really bothers me. And I just don't know what it is, because he's very good. He's very good in the ring. He's very good.
What it is?
The Timu Rock?
Maybe that's what it is. He just is trying too hard to be the Rock, and he's like,
of course is what it is.
I don't know. I don't like him. But he's so good in the ring. He's so good. Like, that match with Carmelo was fantastic. Fantastic match. He's great. He's great in the ring.
I've been, since that pandemic when Ricky Starks went into NWA Power and he won like their little national title or whatever their US title is. He had a nice little run there. He got noticed by AEW, did an open challenge.
National title.
I don't know. Like, I'm sorry, no knock to Billy Corgan, but like, what has the NWA done in the last 6 years for me to take this shit seriously? So like, he won the title on their YouTube show. Oh wow! And then he got a look from AEW. He had an open challenge match against Cody, and then he started being used. He joined Team Taz, and that's the whole story of Ricky Starks. But I've always felt the same way about you as you, Steve. I thought he was a really good wrestler, and there's just something about his promos or his look. Or the way he there's just something about him.
It's all of the above.
It just
like every single thing you just hit on, I think is my problem. It's the entire package. It just bothers me. But I can't take away from how good he is in that ring. And that match with Carmelo showed it. Like, he's so good. Even in his match, he was in a 4-way on Raw with Rollins and for the King of the Ring. Phenomenal in that match also. Absolutely phenomenal. I can't fucking stand him.
Can I tell you who I think Ricky Starks looks like? Either there was, I want to say, a little girl with pigtails on the ABC cartoon Recess, or he looks like the Hispanic kid, what's his name, Santiago from Backyard Baseball. You remember the PC game Backyard Baseball and the kid that only spoke Spanish? He came from Cuba or something? Yeah. That's what he looks like to me.
That's so funny.
I can't take him seriously.
Yeah, he irks me, man. He really does. But he's so talented. And that's what really screws me up, because I'm like, I want to watch him, but it's painful. Right. But it's not because of his abilities. It's just everything that comes along with it. So I don't know. Maybe if he got a fresh makeover, like all the way around, from look to how he cuts a promo to his mannerisms, maybe I'd feel differently. But until that time, he's gonna irk me. We did have Lash Legend versus Chelsea Green. I love what they're doing with Chelsea, trying to BFF up Stratton. They are eventually going to get on the same page, and they're going to be a great team. I'm kind of with it. I think those two together, I think is going to be great. But I like the whole cat and mouse thing they're playing now, where Chelsea kind of thinks, oh, you're going to come with me down to the ring for my match. And she's like, yeah, no, I'm going to the trainer's room, and leaves her high and dry. She goes out, and then you're thinking, all right, this is going to be a quick little Lash is just going to run through Chelsea. But they actually gave Chelsea an opportunity to put on a hell of a match. Like, she didn't just get her ass kicked. It wasn't a squash. She put up a great fight. She lost. I got to tell you, too, and I don't know how you guys feel about this, but Lash is not doing anything for me either. And I don't think Lash is all that good. I don't know.
He was better in NXT.
Yeah. You know what? I think you're right. But so far, like, her matches on the main roster, I have not been overly impressed. And there were some sloppy spots in the match with Chelsea Green, and it wasn't because of Chelsea. So I don't know. I'm just not convinced on her yet. I think they're moving her up the chain way too fast, in my opinion.
Definitely agree with that.
Wait. Yeah. Time out, Steve. Let me get this straight. You complain about her, but you were cool with the Barbie getting an IC title shot against against the man, Becky?
Absolutely.
Right.
Who are you calling Barbie? Are you talking about Sol Ruca?
No, he's talking about Maxine Dupree.
Oh, Maxine Dupree. Okay.
Yes, I had no problem with it.
Hey, listen, she still has a job. Zoe Stark doesn't, so Steve and I were right.
Do you call her the Barbie doll? Do you call her the Barbie doll because she moves like her elbows and knees are locked in place?
Thank you. I'm glad somebody knows what I'm talking about.
Al, do you disagree with my assessment on Lash?
No, I don't. I don't think she's that bad as you put her. You know, it's just she's like the sidekick to what's her face right now. She's learning from her. I mean,
that's not a great role model to learn from in Nia Jax.
Nia Jax is much better than she was.
Well, exactly.
Agreed,
I don't.
but
I don't
still.
think people give Nia enough credit these days. I think she's come a very long way.
I think
She
I agree
has,
with you.
but still.
I just think that I don't think she does that bad. I think that the industry needs women of that presence that are larger, larger than life per se. Like those are good women, and especially when they're athletic, and she is athletic.
She's athletic, and she has an opportunity to get better.
It's not her size. It's not nothing to do with it. She's just not doing anything spectacular right now on the show. It has nothing to do with what she probably has ability wise. It's just not working what they're doing with her.
It's even like, but no, it's not. It's like it's more than that. Like for me, like it's even the way she's like throwing and landing her punches and kicks. Like, they just don't look convincing to me. I don't know. Like, I could literally sit there and pick it all apart if you wanted me to. There's just things when I watch her in the ring that just bother me. And that can go away and get better in time. I think she's talented, and I think she's athletic as hell. Don't get me wrong. I think there's opportunity for her to get better. I mean, listen, she did just get called up from NXT. Like, I don't even think it's been a full year yet. So there's a lot of room there. It's not a criticism. I think she can get better, and maybe my tune will change. But as of right now, it just doesn't do anything for me.
I'll still take Lash over Jade Cargill because she's still not doing jack shit for me.
See, now I think Jade Cargill is much better than she was too. I think she's come a long way. Like her match with Rhea, I thought was great.
That was the first match of hers I think I've actually ever really enjoyed. That was
a great match. And Jade didn't have any slip-ups as far as I can remember in that match. Like it was a smooth match. Start to finish, it was good. So I think she's on her way. I think she's made that turn. It's like sometimes you need that one good match, and I think Rhea had a lot to do with it. But,
correct.
Confidence is a big thing too. You can get in your own head very quickly. So
well, then maybe Lash needs to have a match with someone that can do that same type of thing with her, like what Rhea did with Jade.
Yeah, that's true. But I think as long as she's with Nia, she's not going to really get that opportunity.
She's not going to get it. Nope. Yeah, I agree.
I mean, I think maybe in the end when they split and it's Lash Nia, maybe it's possible because they'll know each other so well. You know what I mean? From teaming for so long. So, and it always, every time you have student teacher kind of situation, in the end, they wind up feuding and Lash will become a baby face. I don't see Nia becoming the baby face.
Lash will be the Marty Jannetty. Got it.
Well, I don't know about all that. Dominic Mysterio, Damian Priest, Trick Williams, Braun Breaker, Fatal 4-Way. Obviously, Dirty Dominic Mysterio prevails. I thought that was a great decision. Great decision because going into it, I didn't think it was going to be Trick. I didn't think it was going to be Priest. I probably was leaning more towards Braun Breaker.
Yep.
But Braun Breaker can't catch a victory since he's really been back. Nope. I mean, he's doing attacks and he's doing, spears out of nowhere and stuff like that. But he hasn't caught a win.
Nope.
So I wonder if they're starting to lose confidence in Braun Breaker.
I think he's also been much like Finn Balor back in the day. I think Braun Breaker has been labeled injury prone now.
Right.
And he's going to have to.
Which is the worst thing that can happen to you.
Right.
Yep, that's a bad label to have in pro wrestling, and also a bad label to have when you're Mr. I can run the ropes at 23 miles an hour. They have me run all the way down the ramp and spear people and do all this stuff. Like if you're known for doing these like freakishly athletic stunts, that's a tough transition, man, especially if you have to now change your wrestling style. And for all the criticism that AEW gets for this, for Will Ospreay getting involved with the Death Riders, it explains on TV and in storyline why Will Ospreay changed from a high-flying style to a more grounded MMA and grappling style, because the Death Riders taught him he needed to change his style or he was going to break his neck again. So like they explained his change, and if they can do something like that, I mean, hell, Braun Breaker. This is completely ridiculous, but here's the spirit of this is what I'm saying. Put Braun Breaker with somebody like Chad Gable, and then Chad Gable trains Braun Breaker to be less of just a bull in a china shop and being more of a focused wrestler. And then you can explain how his wrestling style changes. It doesn't have to be Chad, but I'm using him as the example because of Alpha Academy.
Right.
Because I don't know, you can't have this guy popping hamstrings and Achilles tendons and shit running through the, like, I don't know if he's not stretching. I don't know if they're just asking too much of him and he's can't keep up with it physically, but like, listen, he's going to have metal legs by the end of this. They got to freaking figure something out.
Yeah, it's becoming a problem. I mean, he's going to, it's, if you look at, but you can also say too, like, they are plagued with injuries right now.
Yep, that's.
I mean, the entire fucking Vision is out on injury except for Austin Theory, which
is the worst member, by the
right.
way.
You know what I mean?
How does I never want to advocate for anybody losing their job, and I'm not saying he should be fired, but how, through all of these roster cuts, has Austin Theory survived? It makes no sense, Steve. It makes no sense.
I don't know. I have to tell you, though, I have liked Austin Theory the most in this run with the Vision. I haven't really been a fan of Austin. I think he's always been talented, but he never really did much for me.
You know why you like him, Steve?
What?
Because you barely hear him fucking talk. That's why
I was just going to say, he's not doing the friggin' face with the teeth and the tongue and the, yeah.
Well, no, you're right, because they have Heyman to do all the talking. Or Logan Paul was cutting the promo.
Yeah.
Well, I guess so. Yeah. You're right. Yes.
Yeah.
Austin Theory occupies in my brain the same space that Sammy Guevara does. Of like,
wow,
where he can wrestle and all that, but he's just got the face and the look and the teeth that I just want to punch. Like I just can't do it.
It's true.
The teeth is crazy.
The teeth are wild, my God. Like, I think when Roman Reigns got his new teeth, they took a picture of Austin Theory's mouth, and he was like, "This, I want this, please."
That's hilarious.
oh my God.
So we have Monday Night Raw last night, which was in France. So another international crowd, which I just can't get enough of these international crowds. We've said it last week. We said it the week before. We said it the week before that. And I'll continue to say it because the crowds just make us in the States look like shit. They are so hype from start to finish, the chanting, the singing. Nobody's ever sung Brock Lesnar's theme music. Nobody's ever sung 619 Booyaka. Like, they're singing everything. Like, it's just awesome. It is just fucking great. And it starts off with Oba coming out, cutting a fantastic promo, interrupted by Dom, which is great in itself, to then Oba no-selling a chair shot from behind from JD McDonough, who then punches the... What?
I'm sorry, I didn't want to cut you off, but before you keep going, the non-flinching in that fucking chair shot was incredible.
He didn't move.
He didn't move.
Didn't blink. Didn't flinch. Didn't move. Nothing. And then punches the chair into his face. And then as he goes to grab him, in Dirty Dom fashion, he comes from behind. 619 to Oba. Dominic goes up to the top. He gets caught. And then Oba launches him halfway across the ring. Goes to set him up for the fall of grace. JD pulls him out. Exciting shit. I love Dom's promo. Respect the stash and the whole fucking thing. It's great. Everything is great, but there's no way in hell he beats Oba unless Brock Lesnar shows up.
Or the entire Judgment Day.
Right. There would have to be a lot of, I mean.
Oba can take out the entire Judgment Day, no fucking problem.
Unless they brought back Damian Priest and R-Truth and Danhausen, and they're all part of the group. I want that to happen. I want that to happen on SmackDown, where because R-Truth still insists like on bringing it up every so often to Damian Priest about Judgment Day, and then with Finn Balor on SmackDown now, I want Danhausen just be like, "Oh, Judgment Day, let's go to the lair." Like, you know what I mean? Just like all of them. He's like, we're in the group. I ride a bicycle. Bing, bing. Like Danhausen rides the Jigsaw from Saw bike in. He's like, "Where's your motorcycles, guys?" You know what I mean? Like shit like that. I would love that.
He's the greatest.
Where's Dominic?
Wait, there are two of you? How did you clone it? You have a cloning machine? Show me your cloning machine.
What's up, graduate?
That's
What
right.
up? Officially a high school graduate.
Crazy.
Yeah, Carmella
What?
Fun Party.
Now you got to
Yeah,
move
nobody
out and get a
graduated
job,
high
damn it.
school?
That's true.
She graduated high school last week. Yeah.
And I just came home from a date with my boyfriend.
The Jesus Christ.
What the
Moving
hell?
on, we had Alexa Bliss versus Chelsea
Thank you.
Green versus Liv Morgan versus Becky Lynch in a fatal 4-way for the Queen of the Ring. As
Thank you,
expected,
Steve.
you're welcome. As
You
expected.
You didn't want to hear a
Yeah,
story from a
you're welcome.
17-year-old girl about dinner
Oh
at the
please!
Waffle House?
Do you know how every time I'm with my daughter, I have to hear about the next boy she likes.
Oh,
So
Uh-huh.
we just keep the conversation moving.
We just changed the subject. Exactly.
Right.
That is a very parenting thing to do.
Yes,
Yes,
keep
it
it moving. So you had the fatal 4-way. Obviously, I think everyone expected Liv Morgan to go over. It was a great match, though. It was
Yes.
a great match. I enjoyed it. Everyone got their stuff in. I enjoyed it, and I liked the finish too. Like it's just in typical fashion. God damn it, Chelsea's so close, and she just can't get the cover. But I enjoyed that.
Title? Yeah. But can we get a title defense for Liv, please?
Right. What's
I mean,
that
you're
about?
not getting that until after Queen of the Ring is over.
Right, but this isn't getting annoying now because it's been
Well-
since WrestleMania.
Well, so you weren't on at the beginning, and we did.
I apologize.
No, it's fine. We did have the same frustration. Like, what are you doing? You haven't done shit with Liv, and why is she in the tournament when she's the champion? But the
Thank you.
idea that in the end you could quite possibly have Dominic as King of the Ring and Liv as Queen of the Ring
Correct.
is something that can just be its own thing. Go, you know what I mean? Like.
Absolutely. I agree.
The more we
that-
talk about that, I want to see that more than anything.
I agree with that part 100%, but it just gets under my skin that she hasn't defended that title once.
She
Yeah,
hasn't
that's-
even been in a feud since WrestleMania.
Yeah.
They've done
Yeah,
nothing
exactly.
with her, which is
Yeah.
crazy. Sol Ruka, Lyra Valkyria, I thought one of Sol's best matches yet on the roster. She hit the finish without a problem. I thought it looked great. So that was a good match. Obviously, Sol's going to win. She's beyond over. The crowd was singing her shit too.
They sing everything.
They sing everything.
They
It's amazing.
hum to shit. They sing to shit. They do it all.
So we got to talk about LA Knight. And I got to tell you, he has been on the money lately. When he goes and talks about the Oofa Loofah and everything else and gets the Usos to crack on TV is just everything. I love this feud with LA Knight and the Bloodline. I liked it during the first run. I'm liking it again now. I do think this is going to obviously lead to an LA Knight heel turn. And I'm all for that at this point. I think he could use a change. I could see a heel turn working well for him. But I love everything they're doing with it. I also love how Jimmy and Jay backstage kind of gave orders to Jacob, and Jacob's like, nah, don't get it twisted. I acknowledged my OTC. I acknowledged Roman Reigns, but I didn't acknowledge any of your punk asses. So there's still that friction within the family, which is great because Jacob's still a little unhinged, and it looks like the only one that's going to have control over him is his tribal chief. Conspicuous by his absence last night.
Well, which makes sense because I mean, last time I checked, he was rated higher in the WWE 2K game than both the Usos. So, like, why
Well,
would
that's
he
true.
enter to them?
And he is confirmed for next week. So
Yeah. I mean, listen, I can't complain. Roman has been around so far, so I ain't mad. Let him have an extra week off. I'm good. we got to talk about Penta versus Rey Mysterio. That match was so great. You know, it's like you watch Rey now and you can tell, like, he's lost a step. He's not the same Rey, obviously, that he was 20 years ago. He's older. He's going to lose a step. But him and Penta together was a fantastic match. And then I love the end where they get beat down by Ethan Page and Rusev. They rip off Rey's mask. And who's the one to save the day? Chad fucking Gable.
Yeah.
Who is the biggest babyface on Monday Night Raw right now next to Obafemi. And he comes out and he's the one that gets the mask back on Rey, you know, so that it's not exposed to everybody. And he's apologizing and he's winning the respect of all the luchadors. I can't wait to see what they're going to do with Chad Gable.
I can't wait to see how badly they're going to fuck this up for the third or fourth time for this guy.
I know. Well, I mean, it obviously looks like he's going to have some kind of match now with Rusev and Ethan Page. Maybe he's going to team up with the luchadors. But hopefully they, you know, it's going to be hard for them to really screw up this next Gable run because he is so over now with that crowd. Yeah. Because the respect that he earned from that mask match was everything.
No, I mean, you know, it goes a long way having a match in a moment like that and having a story which wasn't even really built up on American television. It was built up 90% of the way on AAA. And people still, it crossed over. You know, people, the WWE audience, the general audience that watches pretty much just Raw and SmackDown, maybe NXT, knew about what was happening with AAA, and it's on YouTube, and you can go back and watch it. And like they, in addition to the event, they took just the match, and it's now uploaded. And I bet the last time I checked, it had like 250,000 views.
They even aired it after Raw last week.
Yes, they aired it right after Raw on Netflix, which is huge.
Yeah, which is huge.
I must have watched that match, no joke, probably like 10 times since it's happened.
So for a pure wrestling match. Like, not just the wrestling itself, the whole spectacle of the match could not have been any better. That was an A+ match.
It happened where it needed to happen, in Mexico. You know what I mean? All that's and the video of just that match, the entrances and the aftermath and all that, on the WWE and AAA YouTube channel was posted 4 days ago and has 500,000 views.
Amazing.
So this is two undercard guys, two mid-card guys who
I would even say at this point, if you were trying to get somebody into wrestling, like when we were younger, we showed people Undertaker, Mick Foley, Hell in the Cell. That's how you got people in. Now you're going to show people that mask versus mask match.
Like, I've said this for everybody. Everyone knows my favorite match of all time is probably Savage Steamboat WrestleMania 3.
Amazing.
I have to put their match now in my top 5. Literally, what Chad Gable and Ludwig Kaiser did.
I'm sorry. I'm talking to myself.
Oh, I said, I have to easily put the Ludwig Kaiser Chad Gable in my top 5. I don't think I've ever, and we probably will never, it'll be another 20, 30 years before something like that ever happens again.
Before the top 5 changes drastically like that.
Exactly.
Yeah. This Ludwig Kaiser guy also, good for him. So Chad Gable gets injured. They do this whole thing. Not only does he find some kind of magic as the new Grande Americano and gets really over as a babyface in Mexico, he, I guess, has known Spanish for forever. Like, he's really good at speaking Spanish.
He has to have. Right. Yeah, he has to have. Yeah, exactly.
And he's now, like, dating or engaged to some smoke show Mexican girl. I mean, like, putting on a Lucha Libre mask changed this guy's life.
Yeah, but he doesn't speak Spanish like how he just learned it recently. He is a fluent.
No, apparently he's fluent in like 4 or 5 languages.
So, does he come back as a babyface when he comes back?
100. I don't see how he's not. I don't see how he doesn't. Well, it was an interesting story.
Right, because if you go to
when
the American channels, like Ludwig Kaiser was the heel
They
and
did the
Chad
opposite.
Gable was the face. You go down to Mexico and it's the complete opposite.
Yeah,
Right. That's why I'm asking: does he come back as a face or a heel?
that's actually a tough question. We'll have to see, and we have to see because he might just stay in Mexico for a while, and we might
It's not a
only
bad
see
place
him in
to be right
AAA.
now.
No, not especially when
No,
you
look at-
have the mega. Triple Mania, whatever they call it, and it's going to be
Yeah.
September 11th and 13th in Vegas.
Yep. And looking like what it just even did with the War Raiders and everything.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's really crossing over and everything, and it's making a big deal. It's freaking fantastic.
I just don't want it to become more WWE than AAA.
Well, so
You know what I mean? Like you need to showcase your psycho clowns and your iguanas and your shit like that, and
Right.
and not rely so much on the WWE roster. Because like even
Right.
now Bailey's making a big thing over there now. Because she's been appearing. Like it's great, but I don't want it to just become another brand for WWE. Like let them showcase their stars because they have some talent over there.
But Bailey at least is also Hispanic, though, so it's
Yeah, of
not.
course.
That's why her reception is going so well and everything down there as well.
No, of course, I get it. But, I just don't want
No.
it to be the whole locker room of WWE now is all we're going to see in AAA. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you.
Dirty Dom is a champion. The War Raiders are a champion. Like
well,
Ludwig
I-
Kaiser.
right. From what I've heard, these two Triple Mania events that they're putting on in Las Vegas on the 11th and 13th of September they're going to have a live crowd, but they're not big arenas. They're like
No.
smaller civic arenas in Vegas, and it's really going to be an industry event. Alvarez and Meltzer were talking about it, and that the hopes. So WWE is going to fly out executives or decision makers from different cable networks, and they're trying to get AAA a TV deal in the United States. Whether or not that changes the way that the show is written or booked or whatever, it includes more WWE people than the Mexicans. I don't know. We've yet to see, but the test is going to be those two shows. So whatever they're presenting that day is what they're presenting to the TV networks to say this is what the show will be like every week. So
Right.
that'll be
I
something
agree.
to keep track of.
So Tara says, speaking of his girlfriend, I have to admit it bothered me that she gets fired and all he gets is a slap on the wrist for the elevator incident. So first of all, you have to really learn how to blur the lines between reality and pro wrestling. They're using it story-based. If she was fired, she wouldn't have a ticket and be front row. It was staged. She's still a part of the roster, and nothing happened to Ludwig because in the end, they found that Ludwig did nothing wrong but defend his girlfriend because some asshole made a racist comment, and I would have done the same fucking thing.
Oh yeah,
exactly.
So
I applauded Ludwig Kaiser on
Absolutely.
that one. Sorry.
So you got to learn that there's blurred lines. Most of the time, if it's something related in pro wrestling, it's a work, and there's something within it. So her being
they'll
ringside and showing the ticket, that was all planted. That's
right. But they
they
take
mixed
real
the
life stuff.
They took a real story, put it into kayfabe. Yeah.
Well, look, hey, listen. One of the greatest storylines we ever lived through was
I know what you're gonna say.
Lita, and Matt Hardy.
Damn
Because
straight.
that was real. And they were able to be professional and make it work on TV. And I mean, that was when Matt Hardy really got over.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
That was
mean, that was one of the first times the crowd demanded they bring somebody back and they listened.
Yep.
That was the wildest thing ever because he came out. Matt Hardy was fired. He interferes like a couple weeks later in one of Edge's
Ran
matches.
through the crowd with a wife beater on and jeans. I remember like it was yesterday.
And he's just yelling, I'm ROH, I'm ROH. And then they let him wrestle for Ring of Honor for a little while before coming back, which is also crazy. They weren't doing that back in the day. They weren't doing it in 2006 or whatever it was. They weren't doing it back then.
Yeah. but it's sometimes the best wrestling stories are able to blur that line. And the biggest example of that in our history is the NWO in WCW. When Hall and Nash made their appearance and they blurred that line between were they invading or were they really a part of the roster, and then they created this brand. It was, and that was a revolutionary storyline in pro wrestling, and that's what ultimately started the Monday Night War.
100%.
Then you add Goldberg in the mix, and then forget it, they were off to the races. Al's favorite.
Al.
But the reality is, go ahead.
Goldberg, fuck him.
But the reality is, when he started his winning streak, he was the biggest thing. He was bigger than Hogan at one point. And that's not easy to do. So all that combined with the NWO, it changed the industry. And it made WWE better.
That's the other thing is, like, even now, I think they weren't in the last year or so, until maybe in the last few months, they weren't considering AEW as competition, or they weren't, they weren't comparing themselves match by match. And I think now, with WWE being a little bit down and AEW being on the way up, WWE is looking at it and going, oh, okay, we got somebody nipping at our heels. We've got to try and do something now. And that's usually when WWE is at its best, when they have competition, when they have something at stake. We saw what happened for 19 years. They had no competition aside from TNA and ROH, and the show stunk. Like that Hell in a Cell match between, God bless him, Bray Wyatt, rest in peace, and Seth Rollins. That was like the peak of WWE shittiness right before AEW.
Never thought I'd see a DQ in a Hell in the Cell match. Wow. Unbelievable.
But all that to say, now we're in a different position. AEW's been around for 6-7 years now. They're not going anywhere. They've got TV deals in place. You got to treat them like they exist. And when you've got Jon Moxley, Kenny Omega, Will Ospreay, all those guys, Konosuke Takeshita, Kazuchika Okada at the top, your guys got to step up. And, maybe it's Gunther's time to step up and run with a world title for a little while, see what he does. Maybe it's time for Oba. Maybe, maybe you pull the trigger on a Trick or a Javon with one of the mid-card titles. Try some new shit, man. Like
Trick does have a mid-card.
Yeah, Trick does. That's right, because he just won it at that last fucking pay-per-view. Holy shit, there are too many events. Jesus
I know.
Christ.
Well, that's the other problem. There's too many.
But long story short, this is their opportunity to try this. Like, they're in a position where, like, when times were tough, Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart stepped up. When that started, when that was going, when they were transitioning out, The Rock and Stone Cold were transitioning in. We're at a point where, not that Cody's at the end of his career or Roman Reigns at the end of their career, but they are trending towards retirement, and you've got new guys coming in. So let's get those new guys in the mix.
Yeah, no, I agree.
You're not wrong.
Well, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the top of the hour.
Wow. Oh, my God.
That was quick.
That was incredibly fast.
Damn.
Right? So, geez, that'll do it for this week. We'll be back next week, next Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern time for another edition of the War Report After Dark. We live stream the video version of the podcast on both Facebook and YouTube. So if you're a friend of Steve's on Facebook, or if you go to Tag Me a Date, all you do is throw that in your search bar on Facebook, hit the thumbs up or the follow button. Our live stream will show up in your news feed. Or if you go to YouTube, type Tag Me a Date in the search bar, hit the subscribe button and then the notification bell, and it'll send a notification to your cell phone or your tablet, letting you know we go live in the next 30 minutes. If you want to follow us on social media, it's at Tag Me a Date, most places like Facebook, YouTube, Twitter /X, and Instagram. If you want to follow us on TikTok, it is the War Report Podcast. Just put all that in there, the War Report Podcast. Hit follow, and you will get reels and shorts on social media as we lead up to next Tuesday's show. If you prefer an audio version instead of a video version of the podcast, go to your favorite podcast app, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play Podcasts. Type in the Tag Me a Date, type in the War Report. You'll see our lovely logo that's in the top right-hand corner. You'll see our names in the description. Hit the subscribe button, and Steve or Ryan will grab the audio from the show and upload it between Tuesday night and Wednesday. And as long as you're subscribed, you don't have to do anything else. They'll upload it, and it will go right to your phone or your tablet, so you can take it with you on the road or to the gym or whatever else you're doing that day. Thank you, everybody, in the comments. Leave a like or a share on the way out. It helps with the algorithm. We'll see you next week, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, for another edition of the War Report After Dark.
You are cursed. Have a great week. Very nice, very nice. Very evil, very evil, very evil.